All right, we have all of our questions for today. I'm hitting question number 13 now, so you guys, I'm unable to get more than 20, and we've got all of them ready to go. So Andrew Hansen says, how should churches handle their local online-only congregants? This is a big dilemma in my church leadership right now. Let's assume that it's safe to return to church in person. I don't know how churches should handle them, partly because of this, Andrew. I find it very intimidating to tell, and this is kind of how it's going to be heard by a lot of people. I know there's a lot of pastors that listen to this YouTube channel, podcast, or on BibleThinker.org, wherever you're finding it. And I'm not trying to make a judgment on what your church should do. I don't really know the right answer, Andrew, on how all these things are to be handled. For instance, there are some churches where the majority, let's just show the complexity of it, where the majority of the congregation are elderly, and they're under much greater risk of issues with COVID. So how do you handle that? You know, my own mother has COPD, and I know, at least I'm not a doctor, but her doctor tells her that if she gets COVID, she will probably die. That's kind of a big deal. And if I were to say, well, churches should definitely tell the congregants, you need to come back into fellowship. Does that mean that some pastor calls my mom and he's like, hey, Karen, you really got to come back to church. You know, your son says you guys time to come back to church. And then now someone's risking their life because of advice I gave online of a situation I was ignorant of. Yeah. All that to say, Andrew, God give you guys wisdom. I think that we need to be slow and thoughtful and careful on these things, and that sweeping answers that we try to put like a blanket over every church in America while not considering their unique situations are unhelpful and create division in the body, because it just creates judgment over everybody. As soon as you meet a church that's not doing what your blanket answer is, now you're judging them for it. And I don't feel the right to do that. So God give us wisdom.